This is the Exuantian continent, a world where martial artists are respected above all else. Countless people try their hardest to get into one of the sects. Even if you enter a newly established sect, it could change your life. With his hand on his chin, our protagonist is thinking, Star Spirit Sect. My memories tell me that this sect is new. It was established half a month ago, and the true strength of the leader is still unknown. He walks in the city asking himself, where are my powers? Where's my system? Damn, I'm gonna hide myself until the system shows up. That's when a guy running bumps into him, and suddenly in front of the sect, someone shows up. Everyone recognizes her. She's Lu Qingsu, the leader of the Star Spirit Sect. She tells everyone today we are not looking for strength. The crowd gets happy. Okay, that means I have some chance. Our boy is just looking at her thinking, got him. As expected from a fantasy world, she's way more beautiful than any celebrity I've ever seen in my life. She raises her finger explaining, there is only one requirement to join my sect. In 1 hour, you have to provide 10,000 spirit stones. The crowd gets angry. What? 10,000? Are you kidding me? With 1 spirit stone, I could feed my family for a whole month. It's like 10,000 minimum wages. No one wants to enter the sect anymore. Our boy thinks that there are some greedy businessmen even in the fantasy world. Everyone's already leaving. When shouts, only a fool would try to join this sect. But that's when the system shows up. The invincible big spender system has been activated. He looks at the screen and gets confused for a second. I thought I would have to wait to get my system. But hey system, are you there? Show yourself. The system shows up. Dear user, as the big spender suggests, you're going to get stronger as long as you keep spending money. You simply have to become a big spender. As for the rest of the problems, chill out because the system will solve them for you. Our boy is named Yi Feng, 18 years old from the mortal realm, with a normal physique and no martial arts. The system tells him, you will have any spirit stone of any grade that you want. These spirit crystals are basically currency in this world. But dear user, please understand what big spending means. Wasting too little money is not considered big spending. Even wasting too much money is also considered a foolish act. You need to spend a lot of crystals. If not, we will be deducting points from you. But if you spend enough, you're going to get some spender points. You need to use everything the system gives you, or you're going to lose points. With those points, you can upgrade your realm, increase your proficiency in martial arts, gain abilities, and even obtain special items. Our boy thinks that this is a long explanation, but this system doesn't seem to like casual spending. That's when he receives his first quest. Join the Star Spirit Sect. If you succeed, you will be rewarded with 100 points. If you fail, 100 points will be deducted from you. He's excited since he already has a mission. The guy behind Lu Qingsu asks her, my lady, all of those kids are from poor families. You did that because you don't want any disciples, right? She tells the guy it doesn't matter. Those guys are just unwilling to join my sect. He sighs, but she's thinking, my father must have been crazy when he told me to open a sect here, saying something about sharpening my mind while I'm here. But this will only delay my cultivation process. The name of her father is Lu Wuming, and he doesn't know that she's a reincarnated person. She was the saintess of the everlasting shrine who fell prey to a conspiracy. That's when she was reborn here. She needs to reach the upper realm and inform her older master of what happened there. If she doesn't do that, her name is not Lu Qingsu. She tells the guy, Elder Bad, let's go. There's no way anyone would come forward to give us 10,000 spirit stones. Even if they have that amount, why would they waste it on a newly established sect like us? That's when a hand comes forward. Sect leader, since the sect is newly established, you must be low on funds, right? I will provide you with 100,000 low-grade spirit stones. In shock, she looks back asking, how is this possible? Elder Bai asks him, are you saying that you are willing to give us 100,000 stones? He remembers that 10 seconds ago he shouted, I guess only a fool would try to join this sect. But now, yes, let me be a fool and join you. Look at him, all happy, giving her the money. She takes and gets confused. Wait, there's actually 100,000 spirit stones here. How the heck did we get someone crazy like him to join our sect? But then she coughs and explains, my sect doesn't even have a place for you to live. Are you sure you want to join us? He replies, yes, sect leader, you don't need to bother. I will find people to build one in our sect. She takes one but gets closer and tells him, we are so poor. We don't even have students. We absolutely don't have enough resources to give you. I think you were mistaken about us. But again, he replies, no problem, sect leader. If you need some resources for cultivation, I can buy them for you. I will buy everything for you. She takes another one, but seeing that he thinks, why do I feel like this girl doesn't want me to join her sect? She starts to get angry. Where did this lunatic come from? He's going to buy me cultivation resources. I just lost my cool when he tried to join my sect. In her mind, she just wants to tell him, shut up, I don't want you to join. But she coughs again. Let me tell you something beforehand. Even if you become a member of my sect, I won't look after your cultivation training. So you won't learn much from here. You will have to rely on yourself for everything. At that moment, Yi Feng is shocked. What? He thinks about something and she starts to get happy. He's hesitating. As expected of me, since I've already said this much, anyone should get scared and step back from here. But Yi Feng breaks in. Sect leader, don't worry. I don't want anything from you. For him, this is perfect. I can complete my mission freely, and there's no one trying to restrict me for anything. Where can you find such a good place like this? She falls on her knees. She couldn't take it anymore. He's surrounding her, asking if she's okay and what's the problem. She's asking herself, why is he wasting 100,000 spirit stones just to join my sect? How can he be happy like this? What an annoying man. I'm sure the heavens sent him to torture me. She takes out her sword and goes for him, but Elder Bai stops her. Sect leader, stop and make things difficult for us. He's the only disciple that we have. We can't reject him. Yifeng just stands there with a dumb expression. She comes forward and tells him, all right, so from this day on, you are a disciple of the Star Spirit Sect. That's when the system pops up. Congratulations, dear user. You have received 100 big spender points as a reward. And because you spent 100 instead of just 10, you're going to get 100 extra points. Now all happy, he thinks, yes, I love this system. Although I don't know much about the specific use of the points, it's still better than nothing. Hey system, are there any other missions for me? What do I do if I don't have any big spender missions? The system tells him, just go and do some big spending activities by yourself. There is no link between the amount of resources consumed and the points that you get. As long as there are big spending activities, you can obtain guaranteed points. He looks at the system, then looks at her. Hey, sect leader, I'm the only disciple right now, right? That means that I'm your direct disciple. She's angry and tells him that doesn't count. All right, this sect doesn't have direct disciples, but that makes him confused. She's thinking, damn, although I say that I won't look after the disciples of the sect, I told my father that I would be responsible for their cultivation training in the future. But this guy wants to be my direct disciple? It's not going to happen. But he just tells her, sect leader, naming the price. I'm rich, I won't bargain. She's all confused, asking herself he wants to buy the seat of our direct disciple. Then she has an idea and smiles. Interesting. It is possible. Give me 100,000 high-grade spirit stones. As long as you take out this amount, our sect will make an exception for you and take you as our direct disciple. He's in shock. What? Everyone is in silence. What did you say, sect leader? Smiling, she thinks, where has his confidence gone now? We're talking about 100 high-grade spirit stones here. Even a third-rate sect can't afford that much. How could a mortal like him obtain it? But he tells her, only that much. She's confused and asks what he means. He goes in his pocket, sticks all out. Sect leader, here it is. 500,000 high-grade spirit stones for you. Take those extra 400,000 as a gift for accepting me as your disciple. He's all smug. I'm a prodigy at wasting money. I cannot miss this opportunity to get this title. The system shows up. Congratulations again, dear user. You spent the right amount yet again. As a reward, 200 big spender points. But Liu Qingsui is trembling. If you give this amount to any third-rate sect, they would call you an ancestor. He's confused with, is she hesitating so much? She coughs again. A promise is a promise, and then gives him a sword. From now on, you are the direct disciple of our sect. He asks, what is that? And she replies, take this deep black sword. It's a first meeting gift from your master. She's scared that if this information gets out, everyone would think that she just wants money. But unfortunately for Yifeng, he can't take gifts. Dear user, you are the big spender. How can you take away other people's belongings? 20 points are going to be deducted from you. He frights, grabs the system. You really care about the small details, don't you? So he drops on his knees and offers the sword back to her, of course making her angry as she asks, what's the meaning of this? But he replies, Master, I don't deserve such an item. This deep black sword, I don't want it. If you insist on giving it to me, then name a price. She takes it out of his hand. Just because you are wealthy doesn't mean you can buy everything with money. If you can accept even my kindness, then let it be. Now she's enraged. This guy is lacking insight. This deep black sword is a treasure. How dare you return this item? She jumps out and flies away. Yifeng asks, Elder Bei, is this sect leader dumb? Why doesn't she like to make a profit? He's laughing. It's better for you not to say anything, brother, Elder Bei thinks. How can a mere mortal possess such an astronomical amount of finances? But doesn't matter. Our young lady's mood is like a pool of stagnant water. If she doesn't experience changes in her life, she will not be able to cultivate. Maybe his appearance is something good for her. He tells Yifeng, let's go. This old man will take you to the sect. Next, they are flying over a sword. Yifeng starts counting the birds cause is too boring. So he decides to ask the assistant what the points can do. He looks at his status again, then gets some information about all the 9 realms. To simplify, instead of saying he's in the Amethyst Palace realm, we'll just say he's on the 7th realm. This way, it's easier to understand if someone is strong. After that, he opens the big spender department store and starts looking through it. The assistant tells him that if he breaks something of value in front of someone who wants it, it's also considered a spending act. But he thinks he is not that bad of a person and tells the assistant to use all points to upgrade his cultivation to the 9th layer of the 1st level. He then starts cultivating his inner world. Old Bai is confused. What the hell is this brat doing? He's trying to open his spiritual sea. He uses some of his powers on Yifeng to see his abilities and is in shock. How could this be possible? If he's just opening his spiritual sea, how can he have so much spiritual energy? The size of his sea is the same as 20 men combined. Our boy is just chilling and cultivating. In the world of consciousness, he opens his eyes and finds himself on a beach. That's the spiritual sea. How long would it take him? Elder Bai is astonished. How is this possible? He became stronger. Is he trying to break the second layer of the first level? Opening up the spiritual sea is the same as building one's own foundation. The process is extremely important for any cultivator. It requires a quiet environment and external assistance like medicinal pills, but there's nothing like that on this boy's body. Furthermore, while sitting in this small world, no matter how stable it is, it would be hard for anyone to even meditate here, let alone open up a spiritual sea. He's bursting with energy. How is this possible? Our boy is stoic. Elder Bay keeps getting scared. Third layer already, fourth layer, fifth layer, and he's just going. 6, 7, 8, ninth layer. Woo, he wakes saying. 10 whole minutes. I can't believe it took me all this time. I thought it would be so much faster. He asks, Elder Bai, it took me 10 minutes to open up my spiritual sea and get to the ninth layer. If Master gets to know about it, would she regard me as a trashy student? Elder Bai responds, if you were trash, then what am I? When I had sufficient resources for my cultivation training back then, after working hard for 8 months, I was able to reach the peak of the ninth layer of the spiritual sea. But that was under the guidance of a powerful cultivator. Then he tells Yi Feng, no wonder you didn't want any techniques from the sect. It turns out you already have such a powerful cultivation technique in your possession. Yi Feng is puzzled. What technique are you talking about? I don't have any techniques, nor do I have any spiritual roots. Elder Bai shouts, it's impossible, and touches his head, inducing energy. He steps back. It's true, you really don't have any spiritual roots. Yi Feng asks, Elder Bai, why would I lie to you? Elder Bai doesn't know what to think. He tells him, let's go. We need Master to personally look at you. He's not my disciple anyway. I would let the young lady worry about this guy. Sometime later, they arrive at the sect. Liu Qingsui asks, why did it take you so long to come here? He explains, young lady, your beloved disciple actually made a breakthrough. He opened up his spiritual sea 20 times larger than yours and is already at the ninth layer of the first level. But he doesn't have any spiritual roots at all. She is in shock and runs to him. Let me take a look. Touching his head as she says, Yi Feng, you don't even have a spiritual root. How did you open up your spiritual sea and make a breakthrough? He was about to explain when someone shouts, the full moon sect is here. We asked the Star Spirit Sect to come out and greet us. Outside, an old guy says, why is your Star Spirit Sect so shameless? You can't always be a sect without a single disciple, can you? Liu Qingsui is losing her cool. I hate this. First, it is our disciple and now another problem. When will I be able to cultivate peacefully? She goes out and asks, what brings you all here? The old guy asks, are you Liu Qingsui, the sect leader of the Star Spirit Sect? I heard from people that if someone wants to join your sect, they need to pay 10,000 low-grade spirit stones. I was shocked. So I came here with my disciples to test out the disciple who recently joined your sect. She looks at Yi Feng and thinks, damn, if I had no disciples, I would have directly rejected his demand. If Yi Feng gets beat up by the opponent and gets defeated, he might be traumatized and leave the sect for good. Are you confident you can defeat them? Our boy knows. He has 10,000 heavenly thunder talismans to use, so he asks, Master, can I use some talismans in this battle? She says that talismans are allowed. He gets in front of everyone. I agree with this. He takes out some thunder talismans from the system. Actually, not just some. He makes a mountain of heavenly thunder talismans. The enemy sect leader is shocked. One of those costs so much. Why he has so many of them? Our boy doesn't waste time and shouts. Heavenly thunder talismans explode. The guys get thrown around while he's just enjoying it while thinking that this is so much fun. Qingshu doesn't know what to say. That's a 9th rank heavenly thunder talisman. For God's sake, even a single one of them costs 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. Why is he playing around with them? The explosions keep happening. Master, let's leave. This brat is too much for us to handle. From afar, Qingsui thinks, damn, this bunch of people is getting destroyed by my tyrannical disciple. He looks at her with a crazy face and she thinks, why is he looking over here? Wait a second. Don't tell me that this disciple thinks I am terrified of him. No way. I must show him what his master is capable of. A few hours later, it's still happening. Yi Feng is having his fun. The poor enemy disciples are running to their master, begging to be saved. The master is confused, saying, the background of the Star Spirit Sect is indeed grand and powerful. No wonder the criteria were so high. I think I dug my own grave by coming here. Retreating through the clouds, he says, until we meet again. Bye. But Qingshui is not going to let him off easy. She goes to the sky points and shouts, do you think our Star Spirit Sect is a place where you can come and go as you please? Upon seeing her, the old guy is impressed. You are already on the 7th realm. The disciples are running. Our master is only at the start of the 5th rank. Liu Qingsui tells him, I'll let you go after you pay an arm each. The guy has no option but accept, so everyone cracks their arms and then she tells him to get lost. After they left, Yi Feng is thinking that his master is such a ruthless person. She tells him, all right, now put away those heavenly thunder talismans. But he pleads with her, Master, can you help me with something, please? She asks, with what? And he replies, you know, I still have more than 9,000 talismans left, and I can't just throw them away like this. She's looking at him thinking, calm down, Lu Qingshu. You have the image of a sanctus to maintain, but my disciple is taking these powerful talismans too lightly. Why should I care about those things? I need to keep my cool. So she opens her hands, hand them over. Let me see how many of those things you have in your possession. Then those two started wasting talismans, 3,120, 3,124. And she starts to enjoy the splurging. She recalls a memory of a friend telling her sister, stop cultivating all day. Come watch some fireworks with me. But she tells the girl, you guys should go by yourselves. I don't have time for those things. The girl tells her that she only has one life and should take some time to relax. Back to now, she's smiling. You are right. We only live once. Elder Bai was sleeping, but he wakes up thinking they are getting attacked by some enemies. But he remembers, it's just the heavenly thunder talismans. He goes outside and sees both of them wasting everything. What are you guys doing? Qingshu says, come on, Elder Bai. Just come and sit with us. We're just destroying the heavenly thunder talismans. Of course, she's trying to look all graceful, so our boy doesn't know that she's impressed. Yifeng says, Elder Bai, come on, let's burn some of those. But he slaps Yifeng's head. So silly. Why are you doing those things? One piece of those is worth 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. Then he looks at Lu Qingshu. My lady, you too. How could you do such stupid things like him? Those are worth a lot of money. But then our boy shows some spirit stones to him. Elder Bai, you've grown too old. It's too noisy for you to sleep this evening, isn't it? You can take these 100,000 high-grade spirit stones to buy a tonic for yourself and help us out to use all those talismans. Bai stares at him. Are you looking down on this old man? Although I'm old, I'm still full of vigor. Old Bai is jacked. When you youngsters get tired, just give those talismans to this old man. And then he starts wasting everything with them. Ding! Congratulations to the user for spending big again. You'll be rewarded with 100 big spender points. Yifeng is all happy thinking I'll just spend some spirit stones and ask for Elder Bai again if I need some help. With that, the night falls and they wake up the next day with a hole in the middle of the sect. Elder Bai is exhausted. I can't believe that there'll come a day when I'll be physically and mentally exhausted just from burning some talismans. He looks at Yifeng and says, from now on, look for me if you have any physical work to do. Okay. Lu Qingshu has a feeling that something strange is going to happen in the future. She tells Elder Bai, you are one of the 8 elders of the Star Pole sect and you sold yourself for a mere 100 high-grade spirit stones. But he says, it's not about the spirit stones. It's about preserving my dignity. After finishing all the talismans, Yifeng receives a notification. Congratulations, you wasted all the big spender products. You'll be rewarded with 1,000 big spender points. Our boy is happy. With that amount of points, he can break through some realms again. The only problem is that in the sect, there's only 3 people. He needs more people so he can waste more money. It would be really good if he had a junior brother. That way, he could help the guy and spend a lot of money. He's all happy thinking, oh, that's the perfect plan. This way, I won't have any problems with earning big spender points. That's when someone knocks on the sect door asking, excuse me, is your sect looking for disciples? The guy looks at the sect and sees the big hole. A skinny old man who looks like he's going to die at any minute, a woman who seems too scary to mess with, and a young man who doesn't seem intelligent. But Yifeng found his new target and says, my first ever junior brother has come. The guy is scared, asking himself if this place is alright. Yifeng goes dancing and says, you're correct. Our sect is looking for disciples. Now, if you can hand over 10 low-grade spirit stones, you can easily join us. And makes a heart. You can also become the leader's direct disciple if you have 100 high-grade spirit stones with you. Who am I? Yifeng, the first ever disciple of the sect and also the direct disciple of the sect leader. Our boy is just staring at him thinking, hurry and say that you don't have any money. I'll pay for all your expenses here. But unfortunately, the system tells him this kind of action doesn't align with the big spending activities unless the user gives a reasonable explanation for doing this. He tells the system, hey, the moment I saw him, I realized he was my long-lost half-brother who has come here to become my junior brother. I don't have any problems spending money on my brother. The system replies, okay, explanation seems valid. Even Yifeng is confused with how this trash excuse worked. But the guy is trying to slip away. Damn this sect, it's all about money. But suddenly Yifeng puts his hand over his shoulder and says, hey, don't leave yet. Please think it over again. The guy replies that he has to go, but he receives a sound transmission saying, Woofing, I suggest you stay in the sect. Just hand over the spirit stones and become a disciple of the sect. After I finish my business, I will look for you. Until then, stay there. He responds, okay, Grandpa, but he doesn't look too happy. At least he's in a sect with a woman in charge. Yifeng hugs him saying, Master, I want this junior brother. Look at him, he's so adorable. The guy is hesitating, but Lu Qingshu says, all right, then turn in the 10 low-grade spirit stones is the fee for joining our sect. But she's angry. How could Yifeng recruit disciples in my stead? Suddenly, the guy hands over the 10 spirit stones. You may check if you wish. Lu Qingshu is caught by surprise again. But wait, I thought he was just joking. Why does everyone have 10 spirit stones these days? And she explains, let me say something first. Even if you hand over those 10 spirit stones, you won't be able to enjoy any benefit from the sect. We won't provide you with any cultivation resources, techniques, or martial arts. And most importantly, I will not look over your cultivation. Are you sure you want to join the sect? Then he replies, sect leader, don't worry. This disciple doesn't want anything from you. She gets stunned again and he's thinking, my grandfather already provided me with the things I need. I don't really need anything at the moment. Elder Bay tells her, congratulations, my lady. You gained another great disciple in the sect. She's sweating and tells them, I'm tired right now. I'll go rest. You guys start your cultivation tomorrow. Defeated, she goes. Yifeng asks the junior his name. He says that his name is Lang Wufeng. Yifeng shouts, Junior brother Wufeng, I now declare you are officially a disciple of this sect. Wufeng is scared, thinking that this guy doesn't seem normal. Sometime later, Yifeng tells him, brother, I just moved to that room. What about you? Wufeng tells him, I just finished tidying up this place as well. If Senior Yifeng wants, you can come inside. He enters and says, Junior brother, I'm surprised to see that you are an alchemist. All smug, he replies, that's right. I'm an actual third-rank alchemist. There are pure alchemists, weapon masters, talisman experts, and array masters. These are professions with high status. That's because even a tiny medicinal pill can change one's life. Wufeng sees Yifeng as a dog and is sure that our boy is going to ask him for some pills, thinking that way he'll be more important than him in the sect. Maybe Yifeng will even be shocked to death. But when he looks, Yifeng just says that is cool to know that. Wufeng is confused, asking himself, hey, what's up with that reaction? I told you I'm a third-rank alchemist for S sake. Why do you sound so uninterested? Yifeng ignores him and asks, Junior brother, do you know which third-grade spiritual herb is the most valuable? He tells him about the phantom bamboo grass, snow-spirited flowers, and purple thunder fruits. Our boy looks at his system and says he wants to open 4 jars for each of those. There it goes. The user has used 1,200 peak spender points. You've received 2 phantom bamboo grass, 1 snow-spirited flower, and 3 purple thunder fruits. Wufeng comes back to him. Senior brother Yifeng, you are not a pure alchemist. Even though I told you the names, you wouldn't understand. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mocking you. Even I, as an alchemist, have only seen their drawings. I've never seen such items in real life. But our boy tells him, Junior brother, you must be thirsty after working all day. Let me get you a glass of water as your senior brother, and runs. Wufeng thinks he's strange, but I think he's a caring person. Maybe I should give him some pills to help his cultivation. Our boy is already back. Wufeng is impressed. Looking at the soup he made, he stares and then tells him to wait. Phantom bamboo, snow-spirited flower, and purple thunder fruits. He picks up everything and runs. Wufeng asks, Senior brother, what are you doing? Why is he wasting such precious things recklessly? I never thought I would be able to see some of these items. He turns around and asks, Senior brother Yifeng, are those herbs real? Then he takes them out of his hand. But Yifeng tells him, I heard that even though spiritual herbs mixed with water are not as effective as medicinal pills, it is still good for cultivators like us. He throws them on the floor. It's my fault. I thought those few spiritual herbs would be good enough for you, okay? He steps on them saying, it seems Junior brother didn't like my present. You think those herbs are garbage, right? Wufeng shouts, Yemi, stop with this. Senior brother, those are the very herbs that I just told you about. But it's too late. The system prize came. Congratulations. You successfully spent big again. The user has received 1,500 big spender points. Yifeng is all happy. 500 points for each herb that I smashed. Wufeng on the floor. If you don't understand what those herbs are capable of, just ask me next time, please. Don't just step on those priceless items. He's crying and our boy is dancing. He grabs him by the shoulder. Junior brother, sorry. I never expected these spiritual herbs to be the ones you spoke of a minute ago. Sorry, I had no idea. But now I'll take my leave, and he runs. 5 minutes later, our boy made a hot water bath. He's using some herbs and hot water to relax. But he's not noticing that his HP is going down by 1 every second, and his skin is gradually turning dark. Wufeng knocks on his door thinking, I never know how my senior brother got those spiritual herbs, but I need to remind him of something. I'm not greedy for those. Absolutely not. He doesn't know, but those 3 herbs can be used as medicine if they are separate. But if you mix those 3, it creates a toxic poison. He hears Yifeng shouting inside. How the hell did my legs get so dark? I can't even feel them. Wufeng is in shock. Well, that's not good. Boom, he breaks the door. He sees our boy who asks, Oh, junior brother Wufeng, what's up with my leg, bro? Wufeng is expressionless. I just told you the importance of those precious herbs. But Yifeng doesn't care. My legs. What do I have to do? What, I have to cut them off? Wufeng says, Damn, you use those herbs to soak your feet. Ding. You successfully spent big again. You've been rewarded with 1,500 big spender points. You can remove the toxins in your legs by using 1,000 points. Now he calms down, but Wufeng tells him, I was just coming here to tell you not to mix those 3. But our boy just asks the system, use 1,000 points to get rid of the toxins. and then everything fades away. Wu-Feng is in shock. How is this possible? It should be almost impossible to remove this kind of poison from the body. Our boy goes to soak his leg again, and shocked Wu-Feng asks, "Brother, why are you soaking your leg again?" He tells him, it feels so good. So what if it's highly toxic? I can just use some points to cure it. After all, this is relaxing. Then he asks the assistant, if someone else gets infected by this poison, can I use my points to cure them? The assistant says, yes, you can. Then he tells Wu-Feng, come on, junior brother. My tub is big. What about we soak our feet together? He pats on his bed. I guarantee that you'll feel good. You'll feel like you're in seventh heaven. Don't worry about the toxins. I'll take care of that for you. Wu-Feng is scared and thinks, this is definitely highly toxic. I'm scared to go in it. Senior brother, I think it's better if I don't see you outside. I should report this to the sect leader. I don't know if those spiritual herbs belong to the sect. Forget it. I'm not a snitch. Back to our boy, he's all gracious. System, use another 1,000 points to get rid of the toxins. Also use 900 points to upgrade my cultivation level to the last stage of the second level. In Sect main hall, where Lu Qingxu is asking something to Elder Bai. Tell me something about this Yifeng. Who the hell is he? Bai tells her, oh, you don't know. But as time goes on, we will learn about him. Elder Bai is thinking the crucial thing is that he's able to disturb your state of mind. She's biting her dress thinking about it. I feel like the jerk was sent by the heavens to torment me. And the other, Wu-Feng, they're both the same. At that moment, they feel something going through the hall of the sect in the direction of the residence of the disciples. Elder Bai is already astonished. Didn't he just break through the peak of the spiritual realm? Is he getting ready for another breakthrough? Lu Qingxu says, let's wait first. That Yifeng kid won't be finished so quickly. He keeps going. First layer of the second realm. Oh, second layer already. He is already at the third layer. Fourth, fifth. He is reaching the peak. One more step and he reaches the third realm. Qingxu doesn't seem to care that much. It seems like it's over. Elder Bai is going crazy. 5 minutes. In less than 5 minutes. But now she's kind of sad. No wonder he was so confident before. It seems he really doesn't need my guidance and cultivation. Then she asks, Elder Bai, do you think in a few days he will surpass me, the sect leader? Poor girl. Elder Bai is now in a difficult spot. Oh no, I praised Yifeng too much. Before him, her talent was the highest in the sect. But even for her, it took half a year to go from the first realm to the second realm. I need to help her a bit. He tells her, oh no, it's so hard to advance as you get into the higher realms. Everyone will need so many cultivation resources, elixirs. She's all sad and he tells her if Yifeng wants to catch up to you, he will have to cultivate for years. But on the side, Wu-Feng is thinking, there's no way. This is really my unreliable senior martial brother. He's too terrifying. How can someone go from the first realm to the peak of the second realm? Interesting. No wonder grandfather asked me to stay in this sect. Okay, I'll definitely work hard. The next day, Yifeng wakes up. Today, spending activity. 3rd grade cleansing profound elixir, 9 stripes, 9 marks. 10,000 in stock. His shock that he only have 310 points. Then he takes the daily item out of the system. What is this? 9 pills with 9 stripes. Don't understand? I would just ask junior brother Wu-Feng. His expression for sure will be amusing. But unfortunately, Yifeng couldn't find him. Junior brother, where is he? Could it be that he was hit too hard yesterday and ran away? Elder Bai shows up and asks him, are you looking for Wu-Feng? He answers, Elder Bai, have you seen Wu-Feng? Bai tells him, upon learning that Lang Wu-Feng was a 3rd grade alchemist, the sect master took him to the nearby town early this morning to buy some spiritual herbs. Let's go. I will help you find him. He says, okay, let's go. But the flight took them 5 hours. Arriving in the city, Elder Bai tells him, Yifeng, why don't you wander around the town for now? I need to take care of something. Remember not to cause any trouble. Suddenly, our boy is alone and Bai went to drink with his boys. Then Yifeng goes to the Sea-High Pavilion, which is a blacksmith. He then sees the Wangshu Tower has a lot of women outside who were extremely hardworking like gym girls who specialize in squats. Then he goes to the Chanyu auction house but is thinking, the only problem is that I'm scared. What if someone sees that I have a lot of money and tries to rob me? System will I die? The system tells him that he has a legion of divine guardians. If you encounter any life-threatening scenario, the guardians will manifest themselves and tackle the host's crisis. But they will only deal with enemies threatening your safety. He falls safe and enters the house. The first guy that sees him, young master, is there anything that I can assist you with? He tells the guy, I have a few pills to sell. Can they be auctioned in this house? The guy tells him, of course, young master. Our place has a 6th grade alchemist to appraise pills. I will take you to him. Upon arriving, the guy asks him, young master, may I know what grade pill you want to auction? He just throws it to the guy. It's a cleansing profound pill. The guy thinks it's just a mere 3rd grade cleansing pill. But he notices something. Wait, 9 stripes. It's a 9-stripe cleansing profounding pill. His eyes sparkle. With a dumb face, Yifeng asks if that is powerful. The guy tells him that this is very powerful. Crafting one of those requires a lot of talent. He's shaking over the pills. These 9 stripes. It has the pill effect maximized. Yifeng is all confused. 8 stripes? 9 stripes? What are you talking about? The guy explains that each stripe represents 1/10 of the power of a pill. A 10-stripe pill would be perfection, but no one has ever crafted one of those. So a 9-stripe pill is the max available. The guy keeps talking about the pill, but suddenly Yifeng hits the desk. Tell me, for how much will this pill sell? The guy tells him a 3rd-grade pill normally costs around 10,000 low-grade spirit stones, but this cleansing profound pill not only eliminates impurities within the body, but also has 9 stripes. The exact price is hard to estimate. The only way to know is with an auction. Our boy is impressed that this pill is worth more than 10,000 low-grade spirit stones. Yifeng asks, when will the auction be held? The guy tells him, young master, today is your lucky day. There's an auction this afternoon. He tells him, all right, I've got another one here, and gives him another pill. Okay, tell the manager to put those 2 pills in the afternoon's auction. I'll come by to pick up the spirit stones. He mutters, I want to see who are the big fools who are gonna bid on those 2 pills. The guy is confused, asking himself why someone would be a big fool. Yifeng is walking around eating some of the pills. That's when he heard a dog barking. He saw the teary eyes of the dog. Hey doggy, I just did some quick calculations and found out that you and I are destined. So from now on you follow me. Eat up, eat boy. You're so hungry. You will eat a lot for sure. I need to spend those 10,000 cleansing profound pills. It will be impossible with just the 4 of us in the sect. By the way, if people in this world realize that they are living worse than a dog one day, will they collapse? The dog gets all cute already. But of course, Yifeng has some evil plans and tells him, let's go take a bath. A few minutes later in a hotel, he tries to enter, but the guy in front of the door tells him, young master, you can't bring your dog into the hotel. He asks, how many spirit stones? Give me a number for a top-tier guest room. I want to give my dog a bath. The guy tells him, as long as I'm here, no amount of money will let you in. Next scene, young master. Is the water hot enough? I can go heat another bucket for you. Get lost. But the system tells him, this expense is not considered extravagant. Our boy is enraged, saying I paid 10 times the price to get here. He looks at the dog and asks, hey, what are you looking at? Hurry up and get clean. You need to start working right now. The dog just stares at him. So he picks him up from the bath. Doggy, you are so dumb. I need to make you more intelligent. He puts some food and the dog starts to eat. Silly dog. You're not even checking if it's poison. From now on, you're gonna be my hardworking servant. Now I'm gonna go out and see if there's something fun to do. But there's some brain activity going on with the dog. After some time, he came back and saw the dog sleeping. He got lazy. You need to eat more. Only 2,000? But the dog is exhausted. He tells him, if you don't want to eat, forget it. I'm too lazy to wander right now. Let's just sleep together. Being a big spender is really exhausting. At this moment, Yifeng had no idea that the dog by his side was undergoing transformation into a beast. We see Elder Bai talking with Elder Xia. I finally got to make a trip here, but you were gone the entire morning. Elder Xia responds, don't you just come here every time to ask me to treat you to a meal? Elder Bai, at the branch of the Purple Phoenix City auction, I received 2 special pills, 3rd grade cleansing profound pills. Do you want to know how many stripes they have? Elder Bai tells him, if that kept you busy for the whole morning, probably more than 7 stripes. Elder Xia tells him 9 stripes, 2 of them. I don't know who will find them, but a young man brought them to the auction house for sale. Elder Bai asks him, do you know the name of that young man? He replies, I don't know. Not only did that young man not leave his name, he didn't even pay the auction house deposit. He handed them over to an appraiser at the auction house and left, only saying that he would come back later. Elder Bai is already thinking about the possibility of it being Yifeng. Elder Xia whispers, from the information that I gathered, that young man doesn't care at all about those 2 pills. At that moment, the image became clear. Elder Xia, come with me. I'll take you meet someone. Elder Xia asks, who is it? And Bai explains, do you know that my young miss established the sect? The person that I'm taking you to meet is her direct disciple. Elder Xia asks him, what's there to see in a direct disciple? He tells him, you wouldn't understand, you need to see. At the same time, at the TNU auction house, Liu Qingshu is there saying, you 2 are quite lucky. I didn't expect to come across the never-before-seen 9-striped cleansing profound pills while searching for spirit herbs for you. Those 2 pills will be really beneficial for both of you. Today, no matter the cost, as your master, I will help you secure them. Wu Feng is all happy. Thank you, master. But in her imagination, she splurges over Yifeng while asking, what are your thoughts on the way this master treats you? And he replies to her that she's too kind, now all smug. The elders find Yifeng's room. Elder Xia tells him, the door seems to be locked. Could he be sleeping? Elder Bai gets angry. A cultivator shouldn't be wasting precious time sleeping. Boom, he kicks the door. Yifeng, get up. But he sees Yifeng and his dog sleeping. He wakes up confused and asks, Elder Bai, why are you here? Did you finish your business? Then he sees his dog. Stupid dog. Why are you always sleeping? You haven't finished those pills. But the dog doesn't want to eat more and kicks then out. Elder Xea is shocked, saying, I think I just saw something. Elder Bay replies, yeah, those are the 9-strike cleansing pills, but why is the dog rejecting them? I am a 9th rank alchemist. Why am I feeling inferior to a dog? Elder Bay tells him it's no ordinary dog. That's not normal. Haven't you noticed that he has such an uncommon natural energy flowing through his body? But Elder Xia grabs the dog. This dog's body is completely pure. Then he asks Yifeng, how many pills did you give to this dog? Yifeng says that it was not that many, just a bit over 2,000. Elder Xia couldn't take the hit. He grabs Elder Bai and shouts, a bit over 2,000. This is a disciple of your spirit sect. Don't you care at all? Elder Bai is enraged and replies, how can I care? This kid is so rich and powerful that I have to work for him. How do you expect me to care? Elder Xia asks him, Bai Changing, aren't you one of those 8 elders of the Star Spirit sect? And yet, you're working for your own disciple from your own sect. Elder Bai tells him, there's no way around it. He gave me too much. That's when Yifeng asks, Elder Bai, I wonder if you could do me a favor. As usual, 10,000 high-grade spirit stones. Yifeng knows that he has no choice. The dog is starting to get picky, and he has to hurry and finish his 7,000 cleansing profound pills. He will need some help. Bai asks him, you're not trying to get me to help eat those cleansing profound pills, are you? How many do you have left? Yifeng tells him, Elder Bai, I still have over 7,000 left. They must be finished before tonight. You don't have any dental issues, have you? Bai answers, I'm not dead yet. All right, my teeth are perfectly fine. But Xia knows that he uses dentures. Yifeng just throws everything on the table. Elder Bai, let's start eating. His eye shines and he starts to eat. Our boy tells the dog, Doggy, why are you staring? Hurry up and eat the remaining cleansing profound pills on the ground or I will sell you. Looking at all of that, Elder Xia is done. They've gone mad. They've all gone mad. Yifeng is just hyping up at this point. Elder Bai is saying that he didn't expect those pills to be so delicious while crying out of joy. Our boy sees him crying and says, Elder Bai, if you don't want to eat anymore, that's fine. But Elder Xia stops him, kid, you wouldn't understand. If Elder Bai and I could have eaten the cleansing profound pills back in the day, we might have reached the higher realms. Yifeng tells Elder Xia, I wonder if you could help Elder Bai in the future. How about 100,000 high-grade spirit stones as compensation, and you help him eat some of those? Elder Xia asks, I'm not from the Star Spirit sect. Is that okay? Yifeng tells him that it's fine, and he replies, all right, this time I'll help him. After some time, they are still crunching, but our boy knows they're too slow. He needs his brother Wufeng and his master. Elder Bai is already getting fat, and he asks, those 2 pills that are getting auctioned, they are yours, right? Yifeng tells him, yes, those 2 are also mine. I just wanted to see who the scapegoat would be. Liu Qingxu is walking through the city with Wufeng thinking, I can sense them. They are in the 3rd room on the east side of the 2nd floor. It's time to show him what I got. Wufeng runs in the front. Brother Yifeng, look here. She is thinking, I wonder what kind of expression he will make. So what if he is rich? The pills aren't something you can easily buy with money. This time it all depends on my luck. But she sees Wufeng's reaction and asks, why aren't you going in? Look, he points to the scene of everyone eating those pills. She drops the box while all her plans got destroyed. The darkest moment in her life. Everyone saw her at the front door and recognized what happened. She bought the pills. Look at her face done. In the end, I still messed up. She goes to the table with them. So the measly pills that my disciple put up at the auction house are the ones that I ended up fighting with numerous bidders in a life and death struggle. Elder Bay tells her, indeed, miss. She's soulless. I thought that those pills would turn the tide. Who would have thought that I was the one who Yifeng made as a scapegoat? Then asks, Elder Bay, do you think that I'm dumb? Elder Bay replies, no, young miss. After all, it was for their sake. Wufeng shouts, Master, Senior Brother, can I eat some of those cleansing profound pills? Everyone is happy. Finally, there's someone here to eat with us. Yifeng tells him, of course you can eat as much as you want. Eat to your heart's content. Wufeng says that his senior brother is amazing. Rising with the aid of pills, I'm going to improve my cultivation. But then he sees some of those pills falling down and the dog looking at them. He rushes, no, the wild beast will eat everything. If the dog eats them, I'll be heartbroken. But the dog just kicks it. He is even more broken now. Elder Xia tells Liu Qingxu, you should talk with your disciple. He made a street dog eat a lot of those profound pills, over 2,000. Yifeng tries to explain and tells them it was just because dogs eat faster than people. Wufeng defeated thinks, I never thought that I'd be living worse than a dog. Yifeng opens his arms. Elder Bai, Elder Xia, Junior Brother, quickly, let's finish eating those profound pills. Liu Qingxi is just sitting there asking herself, why did I end up with a disciple like him? 1 hour later, everyone is on the floor with their bellies full. I can't eat anymore. Yifeng is down. We still don't have enough people. There are over 2,000 left. He has an idea. Liu Qingxu. She tells him, no, you can't force me to eat those. He begs her, Master, please just finish this. There are only a little over 2,000 left. She tells him, no, I can spend a lot of money and buy those pills for you. I will send them to my father's sect. There they can cultivate a lot of talents. Yifeng tells her, Master, it's not that I don't want to sell to you. I just can't sell. He knows it's from the overspending system. If he sells those, he will lose points. She shouts, I will pay 10 times the price. While she's thinking, how can a master talk about money with her disciple? He brings some roses to her. Oh, my respected master, the taste of those pills is actually quite good. Won't you try them? I made a heart for you. She's confused, asking, where the hell did you get this plate from? But graciously, she picks one and says that the flavor is actually nice. 2 hours later, they finally finish eating. Everyone got slightly fatter, but her, I would say the pills went to another place. The system gives him 100 points, 200 points for this, 300 points for that, 1,000 points. Yifeng is all happy. But Lu Qingxi asks, Elder Bai, as a sect master, do you think that what I'm doing is wrong? There's no need for my guidance and cultivation, no need for my resources, and I even earn some extra money from my own personal disciple. Elder Bai tells her, unfortunately, Yifeng is like that. He's just the sect's god of wealth. Yifeng goes to Elder Xia. I heard you are a refiner. Have you heard about the 9-leaf resurrection herb? Here we go again, that what Qingxi thought. The guy gets up. 9-leaf resurrection herb. That's the legendary spirit herb. Yifeng asks, please speak normally. My eardrums are about to burst. Elder Xia gives him a lesson. For each leaf of the resurrection herb, you have one effect. I've never seen even a 1-leaf resurrection herb. That's the most crucial herb for the refinement of the revival life-saving pill. There's none other like it. If you take the revival life-saving pill within 24 hours, even if the soul is extinguished, it can bring your soul back to life. Then he asks, all right, Yifeng, why did you ask him? Elder Bai tells him, do you know those 3 spiritual herbs? These days he was soaking his feet in water with them. The guise is done, and then Elder Bai tells him, Yifeng, you probably have the 9-leaf resurrection herb, right? Without further explanation, it should be clear that this type of herb is legendary. Don't soak your feet in it this time. Yifeng pulls out 3 of them. But I have 3 plants. Taking one to soak my feet should be fine. Elder Bai goes crazy. Name your price, no matter the cost. I want those 3 resurrection leaves right now, even if it costs me everything. Yifeng stays thoughtful, and then he runs to Qingxi saying, Master, this 9-leaf resurrection herb is a token of my respect for you. She stares at him thinking that she already got way too much from him. What will happen if she keeps accepting those gifts? In her imagination, she's blushing over Yifeng's splurging acts. Master, just accept me. Why do I feel like I'm being adopted by my disciple? Then she's going crazy. Her heart's beating faster. No, I can't accept this. But she knows that she will need it when she goes under the tribulation. Yifeng tells him, I'm definitely going to soak my feet with the second 9-leaf. No one can stop me. As for the third, Elder Bai, as long as you help me with some physical labor in the future, it's highly likely to be yours. Elder Bai is super happy. But then Elder Xia starts flexing. What do you think of me, Yifeng? But Elder Bai gets angry. Elder Xia, what do you mean? The 9-leaf herb is mine. Don't even think about it. They start to poke at each other while Wu Feng just wants to join Yifeng in soaking his feet. Suddenly, Elder Xia goes running to Qingxi and tells her, I've never joined a sect in my whole life. But you know, I've been drifting way too much. I only have regrets of not entering any sect. If little Qingxi doesn't mind, I want to become an honorary elder in your sect. Can you make that happen? Lu Qingxi is in doubt. Elder Xia, you are a 9th tier alchemist, and your auction house is one of the biggest ones out there. Do you really want to join our humble Star Spirit sect? He tells her, yes. Little Qingxi, when you were young, this old man once held you. If you disagree, I'll go talk to your father. He knows that if Yifeng can casually take out 3 legendary herbs and give them away and even soak your feet in them, that tells him that those things are not important. He must have plenty of stuff in his hands. If you're gonna act fast, he won't have another chance. Lu Qingxi tells him, all right, Elder Xia, but what about your auction house? He tells her, that doesn't matter. I'll leave the auction house to my unreliable son. Elder Bai gets angry, but he goes to him saying, I've always wanted to see the expression of being powerless against me on your face. Poor Qingxi. Her dreams were to cultivate to the upper realm, dedicate herself to cultivation, and transcend through the tribulation. But now she's done. She not only has 2 disciples, but also a 9th tier alchemist. Yifeng comes again. By the way, do any of you know about the gold silky or the gold silky star gem? The guys go crazy. You have those? No, I just asked. Brother, I just asked. He's like, damn, they're looking at me like they want to eat me alive. But now they already know. Yifeng definitely has a gold silky star gem, and he's hiding it from us. Suddenly, a pendant on Qingxi's legs starts to tremble and shines. She tells them that they need to return to the sect immediately. Elder Bai asks her, what's the problem? She tells him that it's nothing, but her father is coming, and he says that there's something important to discuss, but she has the feeling that he's coming to inspect her sect. 5 hours later, and it's already night when they arrive at the sect. She bows her head down. Father, I'm back. He tells her, Qingxi, you've really disappointed your father. She's scared. Father, why did you decide to drop by all of a sudden? Her father comes crying. I'm so disappointed in you. The other day was your recruitment day. Where are your disciples? I thought that I would find someone in the sect when I arrived, but there wasn't a single person here. I waited all alone until it got late, but none of you returned, so I had to send you a message. But she tells him, Father, these two are my disciples who I've recruited into the Star Spirit sect. This one is Yifeng and the other one is Wufeng. She's happy to use those two disciples as scapegoats. She goes closer to him. Father, please don't be angry. Look, I even accepted Yifeng as my personal disciple. She's thinking that in her original life, she was an orphan. So in this life, she wants to cherish the love of her family. Her father gets closer to Yifeng, personal disciple, my precious daughter, who has never cared about anything since she was a child except cultivating all day, accepted a personal disciple. What spiritual root does he possess? She tells him he has none. Confused, he asks, and his talent? She replies, none. He has no talent. He asks her, what is his cultivation level? She whispers something and he shouts, this guy is basically useless. How did he become your personal disciple? She reveals to him he bought the position with 500 high-grade spirit stones. Yifeng confirms the story. Lu Ming, her father, is confused and asks he bought the position. Even if you're a loose sect master, you shouldn't casually accept someone as your direct disciple. He starts crying. Daughter, father doesn't remember teaching you to be like this. If you don't have money, you can just ask me. That's when Elder Xia throws a piece of wood on the floor and says, Yifeng, you must be tired from standing. Come and take a rest. Bai comes in and gives him a massage. From far away, Lu Ming is incredulous. Elder Bai, aren't you an elder in your Star Peak sect? And you, Elder Xia, how did an old guy like you end up in my daughter's sect? A few minutes later, he's shocked. A dog ate 2,009 striped profound cleansing pills, and you receive even a legendary 9-leaf resurrection herb? This guy, he isn't your personal disciple. He is the god of wealth. Forget about your sect. Even my sect would worship him like an ancestor. Elder Bai tells him, yeah, we suspect that Yifeng might be from some upper. Lu Ming cut him, no need to say, I came here this time just to check on Kingsu's sect. Since everything is fine, I can rest assured. I have some family matters to discuss with Kingsu. Can you all leave for now? In the yard, Wufeng is preparing the water. Brother Yi, I think the temperature is just right. Yifeng asks him, are you going to soak it too, brother? Of course, senior brother, but after you. Don't be like that. Your senior brother is not that stingy. But get another basin for you and let's share the resurrection herb. He is all happy. Thank you, senior brother. From the rooftop, the two elders are dying. They're going to soak their feet. My heart is bleeding. Please don't tell me anymore. The next day, it's another beautiful day for Yifeng. Just soaking my feet in that water really gave me some extra energy. I have to admit that 9-leaf herb is truly remarkable. I currently have 2,500 big spender points, but I'll just save them for now. Today's big spender items, Abyssal Sword Broken Remnants, 10,000 in stock. What in the world is this? Doggy, come here. Okay, the system says that you just need to touch your forehead with those remnants. He touches the dog's face, and it seems that he's learning some sort of martial arts. Yifeng looks at the dog. What's happening? Hey dog, are you kidding me? There doesn't seem to be any change. System, what happens if I don't use the big spender items in a squandering way? Like, what if I just use them on myself? The system replies that a significant amount of his big spender points would be deducted. Yifeng asks himself, I can't use them on the dog. I can't use them on myself. Follow me inside. Then we see Lu Ming talking with Kingsu. Have you considered sending those two kids to the Heavenly Da battlefield for training? She replies, indeed I can't guide them much. I'm not worried about Yifeng, but Wufeng. I'm afraid that he might have an accident. Wu Ming tells her, I'm about to send some of my disciples to the battlefield. But why are you so confident about Yifeng? He only has money. Any cultivator or monster can easily kill him. Kingsu explains, Father Yifeng doesn't have a spiritual root, but he's not a normal person. With his strength, he can definitely protect himself in the Heavenly Da battlefield. But her father tells her, without spiritual roots, he's just a mortal. Don't try to defend Yifeng like that. She tells him, not only is he already at the peak of the second realm, his spiritual C is 20 times larger than mine. Wumi says, that's impossible. But it's at that moment that an explosion happens around there. It was the sound of a like in this video to help Mamoru make more juicy content for his viewers. Activate the cheeky little bell. I'm out. Do you remember that the last chapter ended with an explosion right when Kingsu's father was doubting our boy? Everyone was worried, trying to figure out where the explosion came from. They were searching around the forest looking for Yifeng and Wufeng. Then Kingsu pointed and asked if that was him over there. Our boy was playing frisbee with his souped-up dog. Kingsu's father asked why it seemed like the dog carried an intention of the sword, and obviously no one knew yet. At that moment, Yifeng noticed them, and Kingsu immediately asked why his dog had comprehended the intention of the sword. He said it was impossible because the dog was dumb and didn't comprehend anything. He had given the dog a lot of abyssal sword intention, and nothing had changed. The old man was obviously shocked, and Yifeng wondered why everyone seemed to hate him now. Kingsu tried to explain that this kind of sword intention is extremely rare even on the battlefield. She scolded him, asking why he wasted such a precious thing on the dog. Yifeng ignored her and asked what this Dao battlefield was. She said she would tell him since she planned to send him there anyway. First, she explained that the Shuanshan continent they lived on was one of the lower realms. All lower realms could use the Dao battlefield to strengthen themselves. There were treasures there, but also dangerous people from all realms and magical creatures. As soon as he received this information, the system ordered him to go to the second layer of the Dao battlefield and kill 1,000 beasts. He was curious because the mission said he would earn a lot of points, but usually it specified the amount. The old man then asked how many sword intentions he had used on that dog because it seemed like the dog was about to evolve. He remembered a great cultivator from their sect who trained his whole life to reach the dog's strength. Obviously beaming, Yifeng said he hadn't used much, only about 10,000. Instantly, the four of them turned into shadows, glaring at him, wanting to kill the boy. He cutely apologized, saying he did it unintentionally, but of course he was thinking it was a bold move. Kingsu immediately told her father to get rid of the boy or she would go crazy. He grabbed Yifeng and flew off, saying they would return when the training was over. Yifeng asked where they were going, and the man said they were heading to the real Sect since this was just the first stage. There, they would meet some senior brothers to help him in the Dao battlefield. The cheeky Yifeng asked if the people there were starving and needed support, or if they wanted to build new constructions, or if everyone needed spiritual stones. Wunu shouted in his face, saying they were already prosperous enough. When they arrived, the houses were indeed beautiful. Yifeng had no choice but to lie down, wondering what tomorrow's items would be. He woke up and the system ordered him to spend 1,000 high-quality spiritual stones. Yifeng was excited it would be easy, and he already had an idea. He ordered the system to spend all the money buying a bunch of martial techniques. The system spent 100 points and he obtained the Fire Dragon Punch. Immediately, the rascal got excited, saying he couldn't wait to use this Dragon Punch. However, the system warned that he would need Fire Kai. The poor guy didn't even have his spiritual roots, so how would he have Fire Kai? The system told him to just wait and try to change his Kai. With that, he managed to change the pure energy he had in his body to fire power. At that moment, someone called him for breakfast. Wu Ming was arguing with him for wasting the whole morning, and when he looked back, he was shocked to see Yifeng throwing a bunch of stones, saying he was tossing blessings from the heavens. Wu Ming Seething said that even if he had a lot, it wasn't good to waste them like that. But Yifeng turned poetic and said that the greatest pain of each person is different. For a swordsman, the greatest pain would be dying without comprehending the sword's powers. For an alchemist, it would be not knowing all the herbs. But for him, the greatest fear was dying with money left to spend. And with that, he went back to throwing stones. Wu Ming said he wanted to see how long he would keep this up. A while later, they arrived at the Stellar Peak Sect. Our boy was nauseated from throwing stones, but he was impressed by the gigantic place. Wu Ming then told him he would stay there until the day came to go to the Dao battlefield. Our boy introduced himself to someone named Song and mentioned that he would be bothering him for a few days. While walking around, Yifeng heard some noises and asked what they were. The guy said that some disciples were training and that he could go there and have some fun too. Immediately, the system ordered him to defeat 100 people to earn 500 points. If he lost, he would lose the 500 points. The rascal got excited, saying he really needed some points. In the arena, everyone wondered who that crazy person was when our boy entered. He introduced himself as Yifeng from Kingzu's sect. The guys were impressed because she was famous there. He announced that he was at the peak of the second level, and a guy with long hair immediately approached, saying he would train with him. The guy's name was Wu Ming Yang, and everyone knew he had joined 3 years ago, but was a prodigy. He told Yifeng that it took him 3 years to reach the second level of the 9th layer and asked how long it took him. Yifeng replied that it took him 10 minutes to reach the peak of the first level and another 5 to reach the peak of the second level. The guy was confused, asking what nonsense he was talking about. There was silence and everyone was saying that this Yifeng seemed very arrogant. Why did he come to their sect to lie? Yifeng turned and said he was telling the truth. Suddenly, Wu Ming Yang jumped at him, saying he would prove his lies right now. Our boy just concentrated on the Fire Dragon Punch and aimed at the guy. On the way, Wu Ming Yang realized he wouldn't be able to defend himself, but he tried to strike with his blade. The explosion swept the place and everyone had to protect themselves. People didn't even understand what was happening. When they looked at the field again, there was a dragon chasing Wu Ming Yang, who was running desperately. The psychotic Yifeng wasn't launching just one. He was throwing one after another. Seeing the 3 dragons coming at him, the poor guy wondered where this monster came from. He threw himself out of the arena, asking for help. It was the next person's turn, and now the rascal was boastful, saying he would fight at least 100 people there. The psychopath was launching dragons everywhere, saying these training fights were very exciting. While people were begging him to take it easy because he was destroying the training field, he was all gracious, saying those who challenge him deserve to know the power of his punch, thinking he would show the power of lust. At that moment, one of the sect members told all the disciples of the same level to attack. People were scared because the boy would have to face 200 people at once. They said it was impossible, but if he managed it, he would be the next legend there. With that, the leader sent everyone to attack and told them to raise a collective barrier to stop Yifeng. He saw that he couldn't use the dragon punch so close. He told the system to keep searching for techniques, even if it cost all the points. After spending more than 700 points, he obtained the Lightning Lotus. He continued ordering the system to obtain more. He got a Water Dragon enchantment and finally a Storm Whirlwind. Now the rascal had a technique on each finger. He summoned the Lotus and made the Water Dragon emerge from it. Seeing that, people started trembling, saying it didn't make sense. While one from afar was asking why he had 3 roots, another wanted to know if he felt a breeze. Yifeng then said it was time for the final move. He threw the tornado under the Lotus, mixing everything. The barrier people were starting to run out of energy. The teacher asked if it was possible for someone to have 4 spiritual roots. With a JoJo face, Yifeng said it wasn't over yet. The poor sect members were trembling as they were thrown around. He was laughing like a psycho until the white flags were raised. The teacher thought Yifeng was just arrogant and tried to teach him a little humility. Who would have imagined this damn boy had so much spiritual power? The crazy Yifeng said he was young and full of life. Who else had the courage to come at him? The scene shifts to the sect's entrance. A group of disciples is arriving, wondering why the master summoned them. Apparently, they are the ones being sent to the Dao battlefield. Wumi informed them that they were summoned because he needed to tell them about a new junior who would be accompanying them. However, they didn't seem to care much, saying it didn't matter. But one of them seemed interested because to be a recommended junior in that sect, the person had to have potential. He asked Wumi about the guy's talent. He replied that the guy's talent was spending a lot. That's what he knew how to do. The disciples were a bit confused because their sect was extremely wealthy. How could someone impress even the master in such a frivolous way? Wumi told them they wouldn't understand. They would need to spend some time around the boy to get it. He added that in a few days they would accompany Yifeng back to King Zhu's sect. He warned them to stay close to the boy because even his trash was valuable. Wumi's plan was to make Yifeng spend resources to train the sect's disciples. This way he could save money and spend even more on others. The disciples thought their master was going mad. However, he told them to stay quiet and learn through experience. Now it was time to meet Yifeng. On the way, he reminded them to keep an eye on the god of wealth. Some guys nearby were talking about Yifeng having 4 roots and beating everyone. Wu Muming, eavesdropping, heard them mention Yifeng defeating 200 people. The other disciples heard this too and asked if it was true that he only had money and nothing else. Wu Muming said that the boy drew so much attention with his wealth that he hadn't noticed anything else. The group wondered if their leader had indeed been blinded by money. A moment later, they arrived at the ruined battlefield. The girls were confused, asking how such a disaster happened in the juniors' training. Wu Muming then asked Song what had happened. Song said that one person became famous with a single battle and had an invincible presence. The new sect master, Yifeng, had fought 200 people alone and won. The disciples were wondering if it was possible for someone to defeat 200 people of the same realm like that. While the disciples were despondent, Wumi asked Song for details. 2 minutes later, he had been informed of everything and remembered that Kingxi said Yifeng had a spiritual sea 20 times larger. Wu Muming realized he had made a mistake by not checking the boy's powers. While the disciples began to cry, asking if it was possible for someone to be so strong. The guy was rich, extravagant, and had 4 spiritual roots, being stronger than 200 of the same level. One of them approached and asked Song where this boy was, and Song said he was in room 111. As soon as they heard this, they vanished, heading toward Yifeng. Song asked Wuming if he intended to make Yifeng a central member there. Wuming told him to stop dreaming. Yifeng belonged to his daughter's sect, and no one would steal him. Song apologized but said that with the chaos Yifeng caused, everyone would know about him. Wuming realized this was going to be troublesome. Stretched out on a bed, Yifeng was humming until someone fell beside him, startling him. It was the group of juniors rushing toward him. They surrounded him, each asking questions, saying they knew he was very wealthy, very strong, and had many power roots. Yifeng was confused about where all these juniors came from, and one of them said he would explain everything. He found out that Wuming wanted to promote him and send these juniors to King Zhu's sect. Knowing this, he immediately asked the system if it was okay to give gifts to his new juniors. He asked if 100,000 coins were fine, and the system agreed. Seeing him cowering in the corner, the girls commented that he seemed shy in their presence. Then Yifeng turned and said he wanted to show appreciation for the arrival of the new juniors. He handed a ring to each one. A guy checked with spiritual power and was confused about why there were 100,000 high-level stones. They stared at him, having just become the boys' juniors. They immediately remembered Wuming warning that he was rich, very rich. The rascal received another 200 points for spending a lot of money and 100 awakening pills. These pills couldn't be used to gain spender points, but any creature using them would enter an awakened state immediately. Even though they didn't give points, he tossed one to each of the disciples who asked what they were. Yifeng said those were awakening pills. People seemed confused, wondering if such a thing really existed. He warned that the effect would be immediate and last for 20 minutes. Trusting him because he had given them 100,000, all the juniors decided to consume the pills. Instantly, they sat in lotus position and began to transcend. Wumi appeared, asking what was happening, and our boy told him to be quiet, explaining that he had given them awakening pills and it was best to leave them alone for a while. Wu Ming asked if he could receive some too, and Yifeng said yes, as he was going to give the rest to his dog. At that moment, Wu Ming scolded him for giving something so rare to a dog that couldn't even cultivate properly. Embarrassed, Yifeng thought that maybe the system lied and he could actually gain ostentation points. Meanwhile, the master was fuming, thinking he wouldn't survive seeing a dog consuming such a rare item. He told Yifeng to name a price and he would buy everything. But our boy with a JoJo-like face said he wouldn't survive if he didn't see his dog consuming at least one. Wu Ming walked away, warning Yifeng to be careful with the 5 elders who wanted to recruit him. Meanwhile, in a secluded cave in the mountains, an old man said they had finally arrived, and Wu Ming introduced Yifeng to everyone. One of them, named Lu Tangsing, informed that the boy had defeated 400 people of the same rank. Immediately, the other 4 elders approached, surrounding Yifeng. Yifeng was confused about why he was being surrounded. The elders began analyzing his power, saying it was terrifying for someone to have such a large spiritual sea. However, they were all shocked when they realized he had no spiritual roots. Tangsing found it impossible and asked how he controlled the energies of heaven and earth without any connection. Yifeng, beaming, said he had no idea. He just felt he could transform the energy inside his body into any element. Each elder had a different look of amazement. Now Yifeng wanted to give more than 1 million to each of them for their rank in the sect. The system said the amount was small, and he had forgotten how to be ostentatious. Stubby said he wanted to give 10 million, and the system finally approved, saying he was starting to understand. This made Yifeng realize how important these guys were. Beaming, he turned to them and said he hadn't prepared much but had brought some stones for each of them. Just seeing the shine in his hand, the elders were already wondering what it was. With the gift in hand, the elders were certain this boy came from another world. Immediately, Wu Ming also wanted to offer a gift to help them overcome their current barriers. He handed out 5 of Yifeng's pills, saying they would help them transcend. The elders seemed skeptical, while Yifeng was fuming at his ostentation being stolen. However, Wu Ming just dragged the boy away, telling him not to disturb the elders. 20 minutes later, they woke up, looking at each other and saying it was just a little more. Tangsing asked Yifeng how many more pills he had. Wu Ming said he had no idea, but the boy had a few more at least. However, they should know that he planned to give all of them to his dog. The elders were wide-eyed, asking what he meant by dog. Changsing said he would never harm a new boy like him, but it would be wrong to give those to a dog. Scared of the creepy elders, Yifeng said he would give only about 40 and they could have the rest. Immediately, they approached Wu Ming, asking why he didn't control his disciples' extravagance. Wu Ming said he had given up ever since the boy gave sword intent to the dog and stepped into the resurrection herbs. Changsing took a step back, stunned. Our boy was somewhat confused about what was happening. He then approached Yifeng and told him to stop wasting such valuable things on his dog. However, what Yifeng found strange was how kind everyone was. Usually, when someone flaunts wealth in such stories, everyone around tries to steal their treasures. But even when he gave everything to King Zhu, she still wanted to buy pills just to help him. After he won the fight against everyone in the sect, people seemed proud to have him there. And now, not even 5 elders were talking about taking his treasures. Considering how loyal people seem in this sect, he said that from today on, he would be an extravagant member of this place. Instantly, he offered 70 pills as a welcome gift. The stronger the sect was, the more he could flaunt there, so it wasn't a bad idea. Tianxing said the sect was very lucky to have someone like Yifeng and asked Wu Ming if he had any idea how much the boy had helped them. It was good for him to know that no matter what Yifeng did, he could not be punished. Dressed in a bear costume, Wu Ming said he understood very well. With that, the elders withdrew while Wu Ming thanked them, thinking that even if they didn't say it, he would never treat the boy poorly. At that moment, something fell into his pocket and the guys immediately recognized it as a golden gem. Yifeng crouched down, saying he accidentally dropped the stone from his pocket. Obviously, the rascal did it just to make them envious. Instantly, Wu Ming got in his face, saying he knew he had that gem since the auction day. One of the elders approached, saying he wanted to buy it because he was an alchemist. Yifeng said he didn't have many, so he couldn't sell them because he was trying to build a bathroom with them. The elder was devastated and asked if he had any idea of the value of that item to an alchemist. Obviously, the rascal was just thinking about a golden bathroom, saying it would shine a lot. While they were scolding Wu Ming, the elder asked if he could get more. Yifeng said yes, and if he had any left, he would give them to him. The alchemist then left smiling, saying that using the golden gem to build a bathroom was a great idea. The other elders found it strange and asked Chen Xin if he didn't think it was too extravagant. The guys had a meeting where the elder said that such a place would survive any punishment from the gods. Just go to Yifeng's bathroom, and they would be safe. Wu Ming approached, saying it was a ridiculous solution but would actually work. Meanwhile, Yifeng was sure these guys were planning something strange. 10 minutes later, they were discussing Yifeng's trip to the Celestial Dao battlefield. The elders told Wu Ming it was good to send a strong person to protect Yifeng. He himself said not to worry because he could handle it alone. The elder was angry because he didn't want the god of fortune to die. But our boy started crying, saying that if a bunch of people helped him, the training would be useless. The elder said that was fine, but you should be careful and trust absolutely no one. You should rest for 2 days and then go to the field. Yifeng didn't want to take anyone because it would be dangerous to try to protect someone. Besides, he was curious to see what the system's super guardians were. After the meetings, he returned home and all the juniors were still there. Obviously, the rascals were all asking if he had more of that awakening pill. Our boy was feeling awkward, saying he had already given over 70 to the elders. But the girls started imitating kittens, saying he should give one more to his amazing juniors. He apologized but said he would have to give them to the dogs, leaving the poor juniors desolate. They started crying, saying they shouldn't talk about it and not force anything since they had already received one. Yifeng then told them that he had given 70 to the elders, who would distribute them to the best ones there. Immediately, the juniors ran off. Another one was making a joke, saying he would go later, but it was actually an illusion because he had already fled before everyone else. Yifeng stood there saying that the life of a luxurious person was really monotonous while the system asked where he got that wine. Angry, Yifeng asked the system why he didn't receive any ostentation reward for giving 10 million to the elders. The system explained that it was because they intended to return it to him. He grabbed the system in anger, saying these old men were too kind. At that moment, Taiyang opened the door, apologizing for showing up. Startled, Yifeng asked what he was doing there. He said he was there to tell him to keep all the stones he gave because he had much more, so he didn't want them back. But Taiyang said that the sect could not accept so many stones from a new disciple. Our boy told him not to worry because even adding up everyone's, he still had more. Acting like a businessman, he said he would be the bank of that place and to just ask, and he would deliver. The old man, trembling, asked if he had a spiritual crystal. Yifeng didn't know what it was, and the elder explained that it was used to maintain the protective barrier of this place. The problem was that they were running out and the Stellar Peak sect was always under threat. The amount they obtained in the Celestial Tao had decreased, so the barriers were weakening. Yifeng immediately asked the system if he could give 10 billion to these old men. The system told him to stop being shameless because it would take them millennia to spend that much. Yifeng cursed the system, saying it was to protect future generations. For the first time, the system bargained, saying it wouldn't accept that amount. So he agreed to give 100 million high-level spiritual stones. Tianxing, seeing Yifeng with his hand up, knew the boy wouldn't have something like that. But then he pulled out the 100 million, saying he found them in his pocket. The poor elder was trembling, saying it seemed like he had a hearing problem, but Yifeng said he didn't. The old man found it strange because even if they sold the entire sect, it wouldn't get that much. He used spiritual power to see what was inside the jewel and found an immensity of high-level spiritual stones. He didn't even know what to do while Yifeng handed them over and received more than 500 total points for the ostentation sequence, along with the 9th star formation manual. Holding the stone, the elder asked Yifeng if he would really give something like that to the sect. Yifeng said yes and advised them to always keep the protective barrier functioning. The elder said it would be a waste to keep the barrier active without a crisis happening, but our boy told him not to worry, as there was much more where that came from. The elder asked if there really was that much, and he said yes, there was still plenty left. The elder raised his sword, saying the 9-star sword formation would be permanently activated. Hearing this, Yifeng remembered that he had received something similar. He then approached and said he had a set of protective formations for him to look at. Flipping through the book, the elder realized that maintaining it would cost 10 times more, but it would be 10 times stronger. He was about to turn around to ask if it was okay for them to accept it, but our boy, with a foolish grin, told him not to waste time asking. The elder said okay and pulled out an honorary elder plaque from his pocket. Our boy was confused about how he could be an honorary elder at his age, but the elder said it was fine because he was worth as much as the 5 other elders. And the best part was that Wuming would have to call him Elder Ye. He felt embarrassed, saying he wasn't interested in that since his life was all about luxury and spending. Besides, how could he converse with the disciples if he were an elder? Already remembering Spider-Man saying that with great power comes great responsibility. But Taiyang said he wouldn't accept that, explaining that only the 5 elders and Lu Wuming would know about this information. Yifeng said he wouldn't do anything if he received this title, and the elder agreed. Just then, Wuming opened the door and asked if Yifeng would like to see the demonic beasts. He noticed the elder there and asked what was happening. Angrily, Tianxing got in his face and told him to address the great elder Yifeng correctly. He was confused, and the elder explained that from today, that boy was an elder of the Stellar Peak sect. Wuming said he understood but wanted to know how he became a member like that. Tianxing said the boy had contributed too much. Wuming was curious to know how much was too much. The elder didn't answer, so he went to Yifeng and asked. Yifeng said there was no need to call an elder, but he had contributed only 100,000 high-level spiritual stones and a formation manual. The old man in his bear costume said it was indeed little to be an elder. Yifeng ignored him and asked if they could look at those demonic beasts. A scene shifts to the back of the cultivation mountain. Changxing arrived, and the elders asked if he managed to return everything to Yifeng. He signaled no while sighing. The elder wanted to know why he didn't return the things to Yifeng, explaining that although the quantity was good, they didn't need it. The chief said he not only couldn't return it, but also receive more benefits. That boy, Yifeng, had given too much. Desolate, the elders didn't know what to say and asked the chief how many stones he had given. The chief revealed it was 100 million spiritual stones. The old woman immediately jumped out of her seat, saying it was unbelievable that there was so much fortune in that thing. The group assured that with this, they would have protection for thousands of years. Tansing then revealed that they would keep the protection activated all the time. The other elders found it too extravagant and asked if they were under threat from other places. Imitating Yifeng, he said not to worry, they just needed to ask the boy for more and he would deliver. The elders wanted to know why, after just one day with the boy, they felt like beggars. The elder then revealed a formation that was 10 times more expensive and 10 times stronger. Even a Nenfalayer expert wouldn't be able to cause damage to their sect. Meanwhile, at the Demon Peak, Wuming informed our boy that the deeper you go, the stronger the beasts you encounter. Yifeng asked why they didn't just kill them all and why they took this risk. Wuming explained that these were life or death tests. For a disciple to leave the sect, he had to come here and challenge the demonic beasts. If they couldn't even defeat something like that, they wouldn't survive outside. This means the sect is still the best opportunity the disciple has. Yifeng then said that since he was going to the Dao battlefield soon, he would like to practice a bit, but Wuming knew very well that if he allowed it, the boy would destroy everything. While Yifeng kept asking, he pretended to be clueless. Obviously, our boy noticed, and with 2,810 points, he had to make some ostentation. The next day, he received from the system a corpse of a mad purple thunder lion. He got up, wondering what to do with the beast's corpse. The guy next to him explained that you could use these corpses to cultivate physical bodies. For a physical cultivator, a beast's corpse is essential to get stronger. Yifeng asked what would happen if they made a barbecue with this beast. The guy didn't know how to respond, thinking he was going crazy with this boy. He then gave a long speech about why it would be very wrong to do that, but Yifeng just wanted to know if there was a body cultivator in the sect. The guy explained about an elder named Wu Wu who was about to transcend, but then he saw Yifeng leaving and wondered if that brat really had the corpse of a high-level beast. Our boy went to the training field again, and everyone wondered if he was going to beat everyone up. Xiao Yang was already on the ground, saying he surrendered. He was angelic. But Yifeng climbed onto the roof, threw the storage up, and said he would make a barbecue for everyone today. The thing shone, and after the smoke cleared, the corpse of the purple lion appeared. He climbed on top of the monster and asked for help cutting it, but when people tried, their swords broke in half. No matter how much energy or the blade used, nothing penetrated the flesh. He then turned to the system and asked if it had any knives to lend. The system agreed, lending 100 knives, but he would have to return them. When he received them, he stared, thinking those knives didn't look like they could cut anything. He went to the juniors and told them to use the knives he was handing out. The people started making small cuts, saying the knives didn't seem very good. However, one of them tested and saw that it cut through the flesh as easily as butter. Seeing that the people couldn't even nick their fingers, he thought of keeping everything for himself. But the system warned him that it would be good to return the knives or he would lose all his spender points. Sometime later, only the tiger's carcass remained and everyone was eating peacefully. Our boy was excited, saying it felt like a classic camp. Meanwhile, on the eastern side of Stellar Peak, a portal opened and a figure emerged from it saying that a like in this video would help Mamoru make more juicy content for his viewers. Activate the cheeky little bell, and I'm out.